Okay, this is my new camera and I'm going to try video and making my soap tonight. I don't usually wear these big ugly gloves, but I ran out of my little small gloves. So I'm going to show you guys how I make my little cupcake soaps, my wholesale order. These are little, I don't know if you guys can even see me, but maybe you can see my hands. I'm going to make these little goat milk soap cupcakes. These are made with orange, grapefruit, linseed, and bergamot essential oils. It's a really nice, I call them sunshine soaps because they're kind of orangey scent, citrusy, really nice. And they're goat milk with 95% olive oil. And I just add a little bit of castor for bubbliness, and goat milk makes them really nice and creamy. So what I'm going to do is get my live water, which is cooled, and I've just gotten into a habit of always straining everything into my batch just to make sure that there's no little lumpy bits. So I'm going to strain it in here. I have no idea what this video is going to be like. It's my new camera, and I've never taken a video with it before. But I got to get on the YouTube bandwagon so I can join Holly and Lori and and Kim and all the other soapers there with my vids. So I'm really messy at soaping, so I like the way Holly uses paper plates to put everything on, because I always have bits of soap everywhere, a big mess when I'm done. So that's my lye water mixed into my oils. I hate these gloves because they're really thick and aren't really working for me here because they don't fit right. But I'm so messy that I usually get it all over my hands and everything. So, okay, so I'm going to give this a little blast with the stick blender. Just a little bit of a blast, just to get it a bit emulsified here before I add my goat milk. I add enough goat milk to make it, on these batches I used powdered goat milk, and I used enough powder to make it so that it's like using 100% goat milk in the soap. So it's quite a bit of milk and a little bit of sugar added for extra bubbliness. I know you probably can't see what this looks like. I'm going to bring the camera over here for a sec. Hopefully I won't press anything. The light isn't very good in here for videoing. The light's kind of behind me, so it's looking really nice and creamy. Now I'm going to add the essential oils. Oops. And then there's a bit of, this one I put a bit of calendula petals in it as well, after I've done all the blending, so they don't get chopped up. I just mix them in with the whisk at the end. So I'm going to give this a bit of a blend. I don't want it too thick for pouring, so I have to pour them individually, and it takes me a little bit to get it right. But it makes a really nice yellowy, pretty yellow color. It's hard to see with this. Oops. It's a nice lemony yellow color. I think that comes mostly from the orange essential oil, but it smells so good. So I'm just going to go grab the calendula petals, which I forgot to bring out. see how this is for thickness. It's not bad. Give it a little blast. Thicken it up a little bit. Okay. This doesn't have to be too thick because it's not quite traced. I'll give it just a little bit of a more of a blast. I don't really like this stick blender because it's really top heavy. So when I put it down, or yeah, top heavy, it tries to fall over all the time. I guess they're all like that. Kind of annoying. Got a few bubbles in there. It takes a little while to trace because of the no hard oils in this at all. So I'm going to make 2 batches of this tonight, which will make 70 or 36 silks. This is the boring part. I'm going to probably skip ahead on this. Okay, this is at the barest, lightest trace ever. It took forever to get it to this. I think it's because everything was really cold. The lye sat out for a long time and the oils were actually out in the garage, so they were quite cold. So I stick blended it until the poor thing is overheating, pretty much. So now it's just at the barest trace, and I'm putting in about a 1/4 cup of calendula petals. Get the ones that fell. And I'm just gonna mix those in lightly here with the spatula. I'll show you what it looks like now. It's just really light trace, not thick at all. And just mix those petals in a little bit. And maybe get that hair out of there. That doesn't look, that just looks like fluff or something. Weird. I think that was on the table or something. Or maybe it came off something. Anyway, so I'm going to pour these now. So these will pour, this batch will make 18 bars. And then I'm going to make one more batch to do the other 18. Okay, so just pour these. I don't know if you can see this bit. It's hard to pour just the right without going over or under. I don't like to try to fix them after, so I try to pour it just right, but it doesn't always work. This one just wouldn't trace. Took ages. Starting to wonder if I put the lye in or not. There's a couple poured too much in those. I'll have to scoop some out. Going to be a little bit extra. I think there's going to be a whole soap extra made in this batch. Maybe more. I can't figure out why. There's probably because of a lot of essential oils in this one, so that gives me more volume in the back. Okay. So just kind of clean these up a little bit. And they're pretty loose still, so I can fix them a little here before I leave it. I just get a little spoon to even them out a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to let these sit for a bit before I put the little orange slices on top. Okay, so I've got half the one batch poured here, and I'm just going to put the little orange slices on top. So they're over here all sliced up. Bring some over here and put them on. Okay. So I'll just drop one on each one. They're still pretty loose. It's not very, hasn't thickened up much at all, but it will. It's just everything is so cool in this batch. Oops. These are just decorations. They're meant to be taken off, you know, before you use the soap. You don't want to be scratching yourself with a dried orange slice. But they look kind of cute on. And I dried these oranges in my little electric dehydrator, which takes about 24 hours or something to dry out the orange slices. But it's a lot more convenient than having to order them and wait for them to come in the mail and pay for them. Oranges are cheap at the store, so they dry out really well in the dehydrator, and they work perfectly. And they're just for a fun decoration. So the other batch is here, and it's going to be a slow tracer as well. So I'm just going to finish mixing this one up and pour the rest of them, and that's it for me tonight. Okay, the light's really bad in here, but I thought I'd show you what they look like in the morning. So this is the afternoon now, actually, but they're not hard enough to really unmold yet. So I thought I'd show you my other ones. This is one that I unmolded. It's got a little nick in the side, so I won't unmold the rest until they're hard, or probably tomorrow. This is an unscented one. I call them Oh Baby because they're the unscented one you could use on a newborn. It's a really gentle soap. This one is lavender scented, and with a little purple swirl on top. And this one is a patchouli soap, which is not a Castile or not a high olive soap. This one has some other oils in it as well as hemp, and it smells great. And it's got some patchouli leaves mixed in there. And then over here I have a couple of square ones that I made because I had some extra soap batter last night. So that is how they came out. And that's it.